From the Chapin Theater in Orlando, Florida, it's The Gathering Live with your hosts, Heath Mulligan, Anthony Casey, Steven Sheets, and now, here's your host, Heath Mulligan.
Hey, welcome to the Wesleyan Live. It is so great to have you with us. Guys, what a day yesterday.
It was.
Oh my goodness, we all got a great night's sleep.
I don't know how great mine was, but yeah, we went to bed.
Well, that's good.
Speak for yourself,
that's
please.
a good start. We were blown away by the response last night. Last night's rally already has over 1,000 views from all over the world. And if you've missed any of the events of the gathering and the international conference and the pre-conference, if you go to youtube.com/The Techology Show, on that YouTube page, all the videos from the gathering will be there, and then down the line they'll be uploaded on the Wesleyan Church page.
Hey, can I break in here real quick?
You can.
So think of this, that you have 2,000 in attendance here. We've had 1,000.
Actually, I heard an update today.
Okay.
2150
2150
was the official count weeks ago.
Okay.
So there have already been numerous since weeks ago from Bob Heyman. So we don't have an official number, but we're over 2150.
Okay.
Wow.
And so you have 1,000 that joined online. So half of that.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you have 1,000 more that have joined that way.
Sometimes you can't trust when a pastor counts the numbers.
I wonder what was going through your mind. There was like, did I say something?
No.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's good.
That's so good.
So we want to let
may
you
or may
know.
not be double counting. That's what we're saying.
So immediately following the rally today, we're going to have
I
a
love
post
it.
show and an interview with Joanna Solis Walker. Excited to hear from her this morning. Never heard her speak in this kind of venue. And then tonight, again, our pre-show is going to start, between 6 and 6:30. And then Ken Murphy is going to be speaking tonight. We'll have a post-show with him. Same schedule tomorrow. Join in the morning between 11 and 11:30. We'll have our pre-show. And then at tomorrow night, but again, between 6 and 6:30. You can see that all at WesleyanEvents.com. And a lot of other cool stuff has been happening on that site in the chat room.
Yeah, a lot of social media stuff. We have just tweets and things going on. We'll get to that in a moment. And last night I was with our producer Matthew and watching in the chat room, and so you watch reunions that were happening in the chat room.
Cool.
And people, sometimes they didn't recognize the nickname.
Sure.
They would pick something up and say, "Hey, yeah, I know who you are."
That's
And
great.
yeah, it was great. We had yesterday when we were in a seminar earlier, we had someone joining us from a different part of the world, and they not only were at Multiply, but then they were joining in the service last night, and they were so appreciative, and they said, "Man, this is so cool."
Yeah, one of the things I've been reading on social media is the people that are connecting and sitting waiting for things to start.
Right.
Just like people come in early to get seated,
Yeah.
people are getting their stuff together, making sure their heater's on wherever whatever
It's
neck
like
of the
keeping
woods.
a tab open.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I don't know exactly
when.
when it's going to start, but they wanted to be a part, and I just love that we've been able to provide that angle for people.
That's cool.
Yeah.
One of the things that's new this morning
Hey, buddy.
is
Hey, we're live right
We're
now.
live.
right?
You do.
Hey, this guy right here.
Come on, come be a guest. Put this on, Russ.
This
Be careful.
guy right
Wait,
here.
Don't sit.
You
got
gotta
this
go,
crossed in
Russ. You
front of
gotta
you.
do it right, man. Sit down first.
This is the guy that we want you to send
Oh, awesome.
your
Sit down first and then
thanks
put it around.
to Russ Gunsalus.
There
Hey,
you go.
we hope.
I thought we were
hope
being
that,
shut
we're
down.
not embarrassing. Yeah, he's like, what
Wait,
are
we thought Russ was pulling the plug on us here. Man.
He's like, guys.
You're done.
So, hey, what's this been like from your perspective?
Oh, super exciting. I was telling somebody, they were saying, oh, this is such a great experience. Said, get a bunch of people that love God, really talented and smart, squeeze them together and throw them in God's direction. Boom, this is what happens.
Nice.
So,
Yeah,
Charlie Alcock and
Right.
Becky Wood and all that leadership team and Joel Lichty and the worship band. I mean, just so many people. So it's been fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
big appreciation to you. We have been tweeting it out on Facebook. You contacted us a year and a half ago and had a vision for this. And for us, this has always been a passion that there's no reason why, with the technologies that we have today, there's no reason why if people can't be here physically that they can't join us via the internet. And so huge thanks to you, man, for asking us.
Oh, I can't tell you how much we appreciate you guys doing this and letting this experience get shared. I've been watching the feed on in the room and stuff, and so it's so great. Thank you for watching and being part of it. And we love you out there just as much. Just wish we could actually hug you. But
and we're not telling anyone that we get 2 years salary out of this. This is great.
Which is fine because they get paid nothing.
So Russ, while you're here, I do want to just share some of the stories that I've been hearing in passing of people hearing from folks at home. So like during the international conference, so many of our retired missionaries who are health-wise unable to be here, they see their where they were stationed at, where they were at.
Nice.
And you think about these statistics, and you think about all these countries where the Wesleyan Church is, and so many of these saints that are still living started that work. And for them to be able to see that is just so powerful. Stephen, we've also been people have been using the hashtag.
G15 clergy. Is not a nationwide trending topic yet, unfortunately.
We're working.
We're trying to contact Jimmy Fallon to help us get it out there. But honestly, it's been fun to watch people tweeting and Instagramming with that hashtag. You can do the same thing on Facebook. Facebook's not as advanced in the hashtag game yet, but they're getting there. So some tweets. We want to share some tweets. Some of your tweets. Some of you might be watching that have been tweeting, but we apparently had some excitement at the the Rosen on the 11th floor last night. Deborah Ruth tweeted this, sorry to the 11th floor at the Rosen, our kids were nuts all night. And she used the hashtag all the coffee.
Suffer the little children.
I'm trying to figure out if they are giving their children coffee.
I always love it when the parents throw the kids under the bus.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Sure, it was the kids. Hey, Scott Rhino tweeted out, humbled and excited to lead worship with Elizabeth Rhino and the team from Skyline Wesleyan Church this morning at the gathering.
Rob McDowell, he had a quote from Bob Roberts last night. Luther saw God as king, Calvin saw God as judge, Wesley saw God as father, love. And if you haven't seen the post-show interview last night with Bob Roberts, I mean, he put out about 3 hours of content yesterday, but had a really good focused message for the Wesleyan denomination in that post-show.
Fantastic.
So, Stephen, we heard from some people who traveled from Buffalo to be here.
Yeah, all the way from Buffalo. Kevin Beers tweeted out another Bob Roberts quote. He wrote, the gospel is good news. We just need to tell it in a good way. Powerful truth. Yeah. I love tweetable nuggets from messages that have been so impacting. You know, there's those moments when you're hearing something so powerful and you're like, that, you know, we used to just write them down on paper and then throw them in a drawer, throw them away a month later. Now we've got this archived list via the hashtag. We can go back and get these nuggets. I love it.
Yeah, that's the guy that was our guest for the pre-show last night, David Drury, tweeted out, so thankful for Josh Garlow and his team leading us in worship at the gathering. You guys led us to the throne. We needed that.
And people are communicating in other ways. I got a private message on Facebook from Damien Gula.
Oh, this is one of my
Wisconsin,
favorites.
and this is what he said. Hey, Heath, thanks for doing all that you guys are doing with streaming the gathering. I'm watching Tuesday night's pre-show, and you guys were talking about Wesleyan Youth Conferences. Exalt 94 was my jam as well. That's where God called me into ministry. Thanks for doing what you do. So that's why that's not only why we do this.
And give a little context. Last night, if you missed it, we were talking about how these events impact people, and for you, it was 94 as well, right?
Right.
82 for me, called the ministry.
Really?
Convention, Urbana.
No, you see, David last night said it was Urbana 86.
Pace
86, that's
for
right.
him, yeah.
That is so cool.
That's awesome.
So it's trending. They want to know when you're doing your solo because people don't want to miss that.
Oh, yeah, my solo was going to be on Friday morning. Thank you guys for all you're doing and putting this out there. Peace and blessings to everybody that's watching.
Thanks for bombing us, man.
Yeah. Love you.
Blessings on you. Thanks again. All right.
So every service during the gathering has a specific theme. Last night was We Hope. This morning, the theme is we serve. Tony, you've had a chance to serve in the local church. Now you're serving at a district level. How does that look like? I mean, I know it's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But what does it look like?
Well, it's different. I would say with district work, you are a step removed from the front lines. And that, I talked about an incident last night when David was here. And that was 2 or 3 weeks ago, just in this meeting, really, and to be quite frank, kind of discouraged and thought, I don't want to be at this meeting. Because at the district level, you're just getting into bureaucracy a lot of times.
Right.
And it was just this moment when our district superintendent, Buddy Rampy, was praying, and he said, God, thank you that you have called us to a work that means something for eternity.
Yeah.
And I think, especially at the district level, but even at the local church level, I mean, you guys know sometimes you get caught up in just the stuff, and you don't feel like you're doing anything in the kingdom, for the kingdom, and it's good to be reminded of the work that God's called us to, that there are eternal aspects to this, and thank God He's called us to a work like that. Still, I mean, we just need God's help at times to encourage us in that area, because you can get weary in well-doing.
Right.
Stephen, you're in a new and very interesting role, because your job is to raise up new leaders in your church to serve in different roles. What does that look like? How are you working to raise up leaders who are going to serve not only inside the church but also outside the church?
Yeah, well, I'm writing my own job description is what I'm doing. And really, the key in any discipleship avenue of ministry is building that relationship. We've been talking about it all week so far. And so I'm in that role of getting to know my leaders. It's going out to lunch, it's grabbing coffee, it's sitting down in my office and really doing life together and finding out who those people are. In a church our size in Hyde, I can't meet with every volunteer and every leader every week. So I'm trying to find those key leaders that are going to be investing themselves in other leaders and investing in them and trying to work myself out of that leadership making role and see other people do the same thing.
What about you, Heath? I mean, what does it mean, in terms of this theme, but also in the broad scope of what you do?
Yeah, well, I'm in a very rural setting. Our church is surrounded by 3 farms, and so if you're watching this and you're a Wesleyan, that's a lot of us.
So that's why your Wi-Fi always is
no internet.
I'm so glad
I got it, man.
I'm so glad to have this hotspot.
You live in a pasture. I get it. All right.
You guys, if you watched the video last night, you know how we ran our hotspot in our live streaming.
That's right.
But in the rural setting, I think what I'm finding is people are willing to do something. They're willing to serve. They just need somebody to point them in the right direction. And what I have found so many times, and this is not just a Wesleyan thing, it's a church thing, is we have put a lot of our energy and a lot of our focus in things that did not bear a lot of fruit. We were kind of serving, but we were on a treadmill and just not getting anywhere. And so it's helping people focus and see the value of, hey, you put all your heart into this and you did it with love. And so too many times we've said, well, that wasn't good enough. But to honor that, to honor what's been done, but to say, hey, what if we can do this? Maybe these seeds fell on the rocky ground or they fell among the thorns. Let's find the good soil, and that comes back to relationships.
Right.
It's getting people to realize
we're in this together.
Don't just hand out a bag of food to somebody.
Yeah.
Engage in the conversation.
That's right.
And serve people like that.
Let me piggyback off of that. You have to make the distinction between doing and serving. And in the church, we can easily get caught up in doing, and we can even generate a report. This is what I did.
Here's the stats.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's the hours logged.
Exactly. And I think one of the challenges in ministry is to make that shift from doing to serving, or if you can understand and envision what I'm doing is serving, if it really is, because even that mindset is different.
Right.
If my mindset is I have to do this, then it becomes work.
No, right.
If I have the opportunity to serve, guess what? I've just brought Jesus into the equation.
Right. What's the core reason that we are doing or serving? It has to be the gospel. It has to be that center focus. I just had a couple meetings about a certain event that we're going to be doing in our church just next month, and I really tried to center the focus on, we're not just doing this to bring people to an event. The focus of this is really to share the gospel, and if every angle of why we're doing what we're doing focuses back on that, why wouldn't you want to serve if you're a Christian? If you are focused on the gospel and spreading the love of Jesus to far and wide and local, then you're going to understand why we serve. And I've loved, in my new role, just in 6 months, I've loved celebrating the people that have said yes. We always talk about, nobody wants to do anything, and we love to complain about when people say no.
Right.
But I'm taking to my staff meetings every week facts that people are saying yes to things, and I'm getting excited.
Yeah, nice.
So the main rally is getting ready to start up here in a moment. I always find the middle day of these events, you kind of can take a breath because you've gotten there.
Yep.
Things are
settled in.
Things are settled in, and this is always just kind of the key day, because the last day for me, it's good, but it's kind of sad because it's the last day. It's like the last day of youth camp. Nobody wants to really go home.
Yeah.
We've got a lot going on. We're going to be doing a lot of interviews that we're going to be posting online for you. But as we kind of get ready to gear up for this day, what are your thoughts? What are your hopes for what this day holds, not just for us as individuals, but for our church?
For me, I mean, not much has changed. I've said to you that I feel like a hope has already been fulfilled, and that is that we're doing what we're doing, and we're able to get this out to people who can't be here. Just take advantage of all the content that we're sending your way.
Yeah.
Live here at the event, I soaked in. I had my coffee this morning and was standing in the exhibition hall where all the booths are set up. We're going to spend some time in there this afternoon. It's been fun to sit back, or stand back in this case, and watch people gathering. I mean, to use the word again, and see the relationships. We don't get to spend a lot of time face to face with our brothers and sisters in the Wesleyan denomination, and this event is really geared that
reunion,
way.
man.
It costs money to get here. It's an event that you have to take some time away to get here. I'm telling you, it's worth being here.
We need to land this thing.
Yeah, so our hope for all of this was to make you watching from home or wherever you're at, all around the world, to make you feel like you're here.
Yep.
We want you to engage in the chat room at wesleyanevents.com. Engage by using the hashtag. Post some, take a picture of you watching the live stream and Instagram
That'd be great.
With
That'd
the
be awesome.
hashtag G15Clergy. We'd love to hear from you.
We'll Photoshop you in with us. Come on.
Hey, thank you so much for the encouragement. We're doing this for you.
Yep.
And so we're ready to start this rally, and we will see you right after the rally. Take care.
Hey, thanks for joining us.